Again, I'd like to share a few thoughts on agility. I hate waiting in a queue for my coffee. It makes me feel extremely impatient and frustrated. And if I am in a desperate need for my caffeine fix, that compounds the problem. If I'm made to wait too long, I'd probably never go back to that coffee shop again. That would mean attrition, customer attrition for the coffee shop. And customer attrition in our hyper-competitive world is a cardinal sin. Research has shown in some industries, even a 5% improvement in customer retention can increase profit and business value by anywhere from 25 to 75%. Loyalty programs and other bells and whistles like discounts are all great, and they do help in keeping the customer with us, but nothing beats quality of service. And by quality of service, or at least one of the key parameters of quality of service, is performance or agility. It's not only about responding though, it's not only about speed, it is also about adaptability. For example, assume that the coffee was delivered or is taking a little longer than is required or is expected. You will probably have an irate customer on your hand. What would you do? You could give him something like a free donut maybe. Talk to him nicely. Engage him in a conversation. The whole point, of course, is that when something fails, which is expected, how are you going to adapt? And that too is how agility can be considered, in the way your barista will actually respond to a poor delivery, which can sometimes happen. To deliver a quality service requires business or the organization or the barista in this case to be synchronized, or at least all the working parts to be synchronized. It's not enough for the guy at the counter to be swift with his order taking. If he is going to slow down the process by passing it to the next person, or if the guy who's serving the barista finally takes a long time in calling out the customer, or if, assume for a minute that there is another queue for payments, the payments takes long. So it's really everything that comes together to deliver service, which means that you have to have multiple people involved and synchronized as much as the processes around them in delivering performance, in delivering quality service. One caveat though, and that will deeply impact how you invest time and money and effort on performance, and that is that not every service requires agility. For example, a service for your on-the-go customers or for Tinkerman's on-the-go customers would definitely require a high degree of performance or agility. But the guys who come to sit over a leisurely cup of coffee, maybe have a conversation or read a book or whatever, they probably would not require a high degree of performance or agility in their service, in the service that they consume. So we need to also keep in mind, where do we actually need to drive agility, drive performance? How do you get agility? Automation, of course, enables it, as does a cohesive business process, which enables those four people, the counter guy, the barista, the payment guy, the guy who actually serves, for example, or who calls out the the customer, all of these to be working together, and a cohesive process would manage something like that very well. Then of course there is the fact that, so it's essentially people, process enabled by automation. With the importance of IT, not just in enabling a business, but in driving its success, the demand for IT services to enable performance, to enable agility has increased. And it's not just that we bring in IT to enable business processes, but even IT processes therefore have to be geared up to deliver to the dynamics, to the increasing dynamics of an uncertain business domain. We have to gear up to deliver IT services to them. And that is why we have a lot of emphasis on agility, on Scrum, on agile development, on Scrum, on Kanban, and all these new processes, on these new development philosophies that are coming to the fore, with one fundamental idea, or well, many fundamental ideas, but one key idea, which is to deliver IT services faster, quicker, and more effectively. As you go further and deeper into the lesson, keep in mind that agility is not only about speed, it is also about adaptability. It is also about ensuring that you're effective in the way you're delivering IT services to business and enabling business to deliver business services to their customers.